Hello guys, this is Revolution. So in this video we are actually going to be paying a bit of respect to basically the character that is going to be the loser come the end of this tournament. Obviously I'm talking about Jiren the Grey. Jiren the Grey has demonstrated an absolute monstrous amount of power, a previously unfathomable amount of power. In fact, in episode 130, Jiren seemed to break through his shell. He seemed to break his limits in order to compete with Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. And when he did so, he actually started to get the upper hand against Goku's new most powerful transformation. Even a fully powered Jiren in his normal state was by far the most powerful character in this tournament. Far more powerful than even a Potara fused warrior in Kefla and their fused character in Analaza, still more powerful than Ultra Instinct Omen Goku, and Vegeta's new Super Saiyan Blue evolution. He pretty much mocked Toppo's new God of Destruction state. Jiren was a monster before episode 130, yet despite expanding on that power, Jiren still lost to Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. It was undeniable, just like Beerus said. Goku won that fight, which is why everybody and anybody in the Dragon Ball community have pretty much forgotten about how strong Jiren is and have been talking about Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku, the silver-haired iteration of Ultra Instinct Goku, and I don't blame them. And on top of that, obviously the new Dragon Ball movie teaser, as well as the new Dragon Ball Legends game that will be coming out on mobile. The fandom are talking about other things. Jiren, despite still being in the tournament itself, seems to have been a little forgotten about. Now just before we continue, I have a question for all of you and I want you to let me know your thoughts on this down in the comment section. A current Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, I'm talking about a Vegito from Vegeta and Goku from the Tournament of Power, not the future Trunks Super Saiyan Blue Vegito that we saw, a current Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, Vegito Blue, versus an awakened Jiren. Who would take that fight? Would they be relative to each other, or would Vegito Blue maybe need to stack Kaioken or potentially Blue Evolution? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. So I'm just going to take you back to when Jiren first demonstrated some of his power against Goku in the Dragon Ball Super Specials, episode 109. This guy, just by flexing his muscles, this wasn't Jiren really demonstrating his full power. He was just flexing, and he shook the World of Void. Now if you've been following my channel, you'll know that the way they explained the World of Void in Dragon Ball Super is exactly what a higher dimension would be, a fifth dimension. Yet Jiren shook this construct, a fifth dimensional construct. If you haven't seen my video on the World of Void being a fifth dimension, I will add it to the end screen of this video so you can check it out. Trust me, it's definitely worth a watch. So Jiren did this way back in episode 109 of Dragon Ball Super and the Dragon Ball Super Specials, and boy did we not know how suppressed Jiren was back then. Jiren dominated a Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken ×20 Goku, which was essentially Goku at that time breaking his limits. We had never seen Goku use Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken ×20 before in the anime. I have heard some people argue that he used it against Merge Zamasu when he kicked Merge Zamasu down to the ground, which is possible after all. In the specials, Krillin did say he could bear using it against Jiren now he'd seen his power, and he was completely outpowered by Merge Zamasu, so it's possible, but there's no confirmation on that, so it's basically just our headcanon if we believe so. Anyway, against Jiren it was utterly useless. He did actually land a kick on Jiren in Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken ×20 and Jiren barely budged. But that doesn't mean Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken ×20 was a joke to Jiren. After all, we did go through the motions where Goku went through all his transformations. He used Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue before he got to using Kaioken ×20. Now I'm by no means saying that Super Saiyan God was enough to actually damage Jiren, but Jiren felt the need to block it and then felt the need to dodge Super Saiyan Blue. And then obviously if we go to episode 127, Android 17, who's around Super Saiyan Blue level, was able to wound Jiren. And if anything, that wasn't against a suppressed Jiren, that was against a fully powered Jiren. So those level of attacks are capable of hurting Jiren. Not massively or doing serious damage, but they are able to wound Jiren. It was literally stated in episode 127 itself. Obviously landing those hits on Jiren was the problem. But even the heavily suppressed Jiren that we saw in the Dragon Ball Super Specials was stated to be at Hakaishin level, if not surpassed it. So that leads me to believe that he has surpassed some of the lower tier gods of destructions, including Sidra and Belmod at this point. Obviously we don't know the full power of all the gods of destructions and where they rank amongst each other, but we know that Sidra is definitely one of the weaker gods of destructions, and Belmod couldn't beat Jiren, even a heavily suppressed Jiren. We then see in episode 123, Jiren starts to use more of his true power against Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken x 20 Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. This is when he started to use his Ki Flared Punch, which Goku stated was the hardest punch he had ever taken. Belmod himself stated this is Jiren's true power, and it's likely these are the kind of punches that were smacking up Belmod before. Taking on Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken x 20 Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta was a little tricky for a true powered Jiren, but in episode 127 he powered up even more, and by the looks of it he had about 5 to 6 different auras all stacked on top of each other. This was the first time we really got to see the extent of Jiren's power, and he took a triple beam attack. He took Super Saiyan Blue Evolution's Final Flash, he took Goku's Kamehameha in Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken x 20, and a beam attack from Android 17, and basically he overpowered it with his own ki. Jiren was simply dominant against 4 members of Universe 17, because Golden Frieza was involved at one point as well. With the power he demonstrated in these episodes, it was clear that if he was above some of the gods of destructions in the specials, by now he's definitely above nearly all of them. Potentially not Beerus. By all means guys, let me know your thoughts on where he lies amongst the gods of destructions. Has he far surpassed them all, even at the fully powered state that we saw in episode 127? I'm not talking about awakened Jiren at this point. Now this was from an article that was about episode 130, it came out just before episode 130. Herms translated it of course, but this is what he said. According to this, even Beerus says Ultra Instinct Goku might be stronger than him, possibly a line from the next episode. That never transpired, which was one of the disappointing aspects to episode 130. Don't get me wrong, episode 130 was great, but I kind of wish they had that statement in there. But as it says, Ultra Instinct Goku might, keyword might, be stronger than him. Now this is down to your interpretation. Obviously it shows a picture there of Ultra Instinct Omen Goku. This is phase 3 Ultra Instinct Omen Goku, as you can see from the backdrop. That is from episode 125 when Toppo brutalized Golden Frieza. But then of course this article was referring to episode 130, and Goku had already acquired Mastered Ultra Instinct by then at the end of episode 129. So Beerus, who we know is a top tier god of destruction, is around that kind of level, either Ultra Instinct Omen phase 3 Goku to Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. Depending on your interpretation of that article, articles aren't the most prominent sources of information, but it's the only supporting evidence we have at the moment. If things change in the future, then obviously I'll go with that. But Jiren's fully powered state was so powerful that even Ultra Instinct Omen phase 3 Goku was struggling against this fully powered Jiren. Jiren had him on the ropes and literally forced Goku's Ultra Instinct Omen to evolve into completed Ultra Instinct, and Goku had to start counter-attacking. And the silver-haired iteration of Ultra Instinct Goku was literally slapping a fully powered Jiren around. This pushed Jiren into a corner. Now, we've seen shell breaking in this tournament from both Goku and Vegeta, but I honestly believe that this was Jiren's shell breaking moment. We had a few comments from Gohan and Vegeta. Vegeta mentions how being cornered by Kakarot made him remember his past trauma, and Gohan mentioned how it brought out all Jiren's hidden power. But this power far surpassed his previous full power. This was not a power that Jiren came into the tournament with. He broke through his limits, shell breaking if you could say. Goku broke through his shell and his self-limitations to unlock Ultra Instinct. Vegeta broke through his shell, and I'm not entirely sure what Blue Evolution is, but he gained more power. Well, Jiren did pretty much the same thing here, but to a far greater extent. He even started to ooze the same kind of ki or energy that Ultra Instinct Goku has, and Jiren literally set the tournament stage on fire by unleashing his full power, and that full power got the better of Ultra Instinct Goku, landing 6 blows on an ability that is supposed to remove you from harm. Jiren gained an exponential boost on top of his previous full power. Now I made a video a couple of days ago about Ultra Instinct having a weakness, and Jiren used his increased speed and power and smarts to exploit that weakness. until he did something stupid by attacking Goku's friends. Then Goku gained a further power up, which ultimately dominated even awakened Jiren. But considering Jiren shook the world of Void in the Dragon Ball Super Specials whilst heavily suppressed, whilst not even taking the fight seriously and showing his true power, despite not being at full power, despite not being in his awakened state that far surpasses his previous full power. Just imagine what he would do to the world of Void now if he wanted to. Having the power, even in a suppressed state, to affect infinite nothingness, you could argue is close to multiversal levels in itself. If you let an awakened Jiren cut loose, just imagine what it would be capable of now. But what's crazy about Jiren's power for me is this is just his power. He relies on no transformations to get this powerful. He doesn't have Super Saiyan 2, 3, God, Blue, and all the rest of the stacks. He is just that damn powerful. Simply put, Jiren is easily a multiversal buster. He is a monster. Anyway, I just felt that Jiren deserved a bit of love. He's kind of been forgotten about since losing to Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. It would definitely be interesting to see how they portray the movie villain and make him even stronger than Jiren. Make sure you answer the question about Vegito Blue, current Vegito Blue against an awakened Jiren in the comment section. Smash that like button, lend the Daishenken your energy. Every like helps my channel. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Until next time, Ad Astra.